Hi guys, good evening. Good evening everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so glad to have you guys back here. As you know, we now came we're introducing Value Mama. Mrs. Value Mama. Gege. You guys, don't mind me. And it's glad to have you on my channel back. Let me relax. Let me relax. So because today what we are discussing is going to be a very interesting topic. I've been getting the requests since I posted my wedding video. I've been getting the requests from people. Value Mama, drop video of how you met your husband and all that. I don't know, but I don't know if I'm allowed to do this video without him here. I don't know if I was going to be able to drag him to this channel today, but then I'll just do the video. But nonetheless, I'm going to do this video whenever he agrees to show up, or whenever he's opportune to show up in this channel. He could come up and say his own side of the story. So today we are asking Value Mama, how did you meet Mr. Good News? Okay, Chiku, your husband. How did you meet your treasure? Who is ready for this story? Okay, so guys, it all started on a Saturday morning. I bet guys don't mind me. Well, let's go straight to the point. Okay, so basically I met him through a friend name withheld. I met him through one of my closest friends. A guy, Mr. B. Yeah. So I was on a call with Mr. B one day, and then he told me, we're just speaking, and he told me, hey, G, someone asked for your contacts. And I'm like, who is this person? And he now started telling me this person, he just explained he's my classmate, he's good, is this. I'm like, why are you telling me all this? And he said he wants your contact. I said, for what? He said, I think it's some. He told me he thinks it's something related to a relationship. I laughed. I started laughing. I was like, okay, it's okay, give him. This was I was saying this, I said this jokingly because I felt like this my friend Mr. B knows me more than a lot of persons in my life, and he knows the type of person that I am. He knows that there's some things that I just don't fancy. But then I laughed. I was like, he's serious. When he kept on insisting, I was like, yeah, you know me, give him now. So far as it's you that I gave him, I'm sure, or I'm fine, I'm comfortable that I'm in safe hands. Like, it's not Yahoo person you gave my number to. So yeah, that was the beginning. Let's go back, flashback. So okay, I'm trying to know how to answer this question. Do I combine it with how did I know he was the one, or just how did I meet him? I'll try to intertwine both. Maybe some other time I would give a full video on how I was sure he's the one. Before the call, there are certain things I was sure about, or there are certain things that I knew about the person I was going to get married to. By God's grace, I have a relationship with God. If you know me personally, you will know that one thing I value hearing from God. I value my relationship with God. I take it seriously. And when it comes to my relationship, when it comes to marriage, I'm also very intentional with that. I'm very intentional in the sense that I feel like I should have a sort of leading. I should have a go-ahead from God, either through any means, speaking to me, through implanting his love in my heart for the person, intuition. Just, I should have a confirmation that yes, the person I serve, God, is happy or is comfortable with my relationship with whoever it is I'm entering into that relationship with. So before then, there were some things I knew. I can remember, I think that was in my 300 level pharmacy. That was maybe 2017, 2018. I had a dream. God speaks to me through a dream. This is a story for another day. I can remember having a dream, and that was when I knew that I had not met the person I was going to get married to. I had close friends, friends that I wanted things to work out with, friends that I wanted, I was looking forward to getting married to them, hoping they'll pop up the question one day. Some of them did, and we did not have a go ahead from God, regardless of what I wanted and all that. So, but I think I had a dream. I did not tell anybody this dream actually till the whole marriage process started. That was when I started telling some of my friends, because a part of me was not comfortable with the fact that I have not met this person. This person is still a stranger. How about the people I had close to me? Who were they? What, those type of questions. So I kept it all to myself. But in that dream, I saw the person, but I did not know him. But what the dream was like, I've not met the person. That was just what the dream was showing me. So I had to focus on myself. I have not met the person. So I just kept the dream by the side. It always popped up in my head once in a while, regardless of the fact that I had a relationship that I wanted to work out as marriage wise and all that. So another thing that I knew about my marriage was the year I was going to settle down. Somehow, I don't know how, but I think it was in a place of prayer that I settled it with God. This was the year I'm going to settle down. It was not like I told God this is the year. It was just like we're having a discussion, and I'm like, okay, when I'm so and so year age, something like that. So, and then another thing I knew was the number of time I was going to be in a relationship, period I was going to be in a relationship before marriage. In fact, I told God this one. It's not like he told me. I was like, God, I don't want to be in a relationship with anybody past 1 year. And I told him I did not want it to be an issue with the church, because for God's sake, if I had not met this person up till now, I wouldn't just meet this person in 6 months and settle down. I would want to know this person for a while and all that. So these are some of the things that I discussed with God about my marriage before my husband came around. So fast forward to 2020, after I spoke with my friend Mr. B, who gave me the contact that led to where I am today. So after we spoke over the phone, I think he told me the guy is going to come. He's going to give the guy my number. 3 days, nobody chatted me up. Nobody called me. I chatted him up back because I was becoming curious. I was like, who is this person? I was like, okay, Mr. B, what's up? This person you said is going to chat me up. How far? I was like, seriously, has not chatted you up? I said, yes. He now said, okay. I think maybe they discussed and he chatted me up later, the next day. So we just started chatting, hi, hello, hi. Then somehow we hanged out, went out on our first date. I knew what he was coming for, so it was not like he was coming and just in disguise. No, he was coming for a relationship, so I knew he was coming for a relationship. I just wanted to know him better and know if it was something I could do or not. It was so unlikely at that point. I mean, it was so unlikely because I had people I was considering then. So okay, let's continue. After we had our first date, he asked me out on our first date, and I'm like, give me time to think. He was like, yeah, there's no problem, take your time. Guys, that was one sweet thing about him. There was zero pressure from him. And this was something that I was battling with all over the years, or over the periods of marriage proposals coming, because 2020 was hell for me. Guys, you see all this I used to say, I had 10 suitors, 20 suitors. I don't like it though. I don't like it again. It's not a good, no, it's not like it's not a good thing. It's a beautiful thing that people find you worthy, marriage worthy or marriageable. Yeah, but then I felt like at some point, if I was not working with God, or if there was no direction, I would have lost it because I was confused. At some point I was crying because the proposals were coming from people who are very serious, not just someone that will chat you or pay from Facebook, I want to marry you. No, people who are coming very serious, coming through several means that I was like, God, what some other people I felt like I had to pray about it to be sure. So, but the thing was, almost all of them were coming with this sort of pressure, chat you up morning, afternoon, send you money, send you this, do this, do this. So it was more like difficult for me to have my space without them existing in it. But this guy came, and I think I was the first person that called my husband on the phone. We chatted and he was like, he's not feeling fine, and I was like, okay, I think it's time to call this nigga. It's time to call this person. So I called him, and that was how we spoke for the first time over the phone. to know how he was doing. After which I think we hanged out, and then he asked me out. After he asked me out, I was like, okay, you want a relationship? Give me time. Give me time. Yes. To think about it, to pray through it before giving you a response. Which he was very cool with. He was like, take your time. Whenever we could just be friends. I said yes, let's just be friends. So the idea was I'll take like 2 months to think through it, or let's just be friends. Let me get to know him first before giving him an answer. But I think after I went back home, after like 2 days, each time I went to pray, I couldn't rest. I started having this internal pressure. The pressure was like, give this guy an answer. Yes, that is how you will know him. Each time I want to talk to God about him, like, God, how far? What do you think about this person? See what this person is asking me for. I had this internal pressure. Give this person an answer. Yes, and get to know him. That is the only time you get to know him. It was so strong. I think after a week, I called him and I told him, okay, fine, let's get along. Relationship. And that was it though. Guys, that was it. Had get in the potter. So we started 2020 July, I think June we met June 2020. Started with we were in a relationship, and then it was cool. It was a process of learning and relearning and unlearning. Prayed together, Bible studies together and everything, but then I was still not convinced he was the one, because I think after a while he actually proposed. After a long, not really long, but after some months he proposed. But I did not have that peace in me. I did not have that total satisfaction in me to give him an answer. Why? Because I had things that I wanted. I had, my list was a lot, like, and in as much as he met most of them, the first thing on my list did not look like he met it. Guys, I can't go into this topic today. We're going to focus on it another day. We talk about what I'm saying, how I finally knew he was the one. But then the thing is, as time progressed, I went back to God and I told God, because that first thing on my list that I feel like he did not tick was the biggest issue I had. I kept on feeling reluctant. I talked to so many persons. For each person I talked to, people who don't even know him, once I give them the story and testimony and everything, it was all like, okay, sorry, it was all like, yes, they are cool with him, and it was all like, give him a chance. And I'm like, you don't know this person, so what's giving you that motivation? So basically, I think, like I said, the topic of how I was sure is going to be for a different day. Welcome. So the topic of how I was sure, or how I became sure, it's going to be for another day altogether. But then the thing is, with time, the doubt cleared. With time is looking like maybe a month, 2 months, 3 months. No, it took like a whole, even after I gave him a yes, it took like a whole lot of time for the doubt to clear. He knew about the doubt. That's the beautiful thing. He knew about it and he was patient. He knew about it and he was patient. He knew about it and he held on to his conviction. He felt like if it was God, it was going to work. If it was not God, it was not going to work. This video is becoming too long, guys.
Of course it is.
This video is becoming too long, guys. If you can hear his voice in the background, yeah, that's him. He just came in. He went to the gym. So, basically, what I'm trying to say is, I met him through a friend, and somehow, we went to the same school, but he finished in fact, as he was finishing, I was entering. So, he finished before me. I met him after graduation. He's a member of my church. What else do you want to know about him? He's a member of my church. He's in the medical profession. What else? So that's the story of how I met my husband. How I was sure, or how I became convinced he was the one, I think is something we'll discuss on a different day, or on a different topic, or on a different note, because it's a gist you don't want to miss. But just know that at every point in time, the only reason why I went on, or the only reason why I think we are where we are today, is because there was a word from God. I think along the line I was like, okay, hey babe, what's your conviction? Why do you think I'm your wife, or I will be your wife? He told me, he said that if it was me, it was going to work. If it was not me, it was not going to work. And that is how he works with God. And he still told me a story of what happened the day after we met. He had the trance of stuff like that. So it was just like he had his own convictions. He was sure to an extent than I was. So while my faith was shaking, while I wasn't sure, while I had my doubts in some areas, he was too confident for my liking. He was too confident. He was too confident. He felt like everything was going to work. He wasn't struggling with anyone, regardless of the fact that the number of proposals I had after we met, or after I gave a positive response to him, increased after I met him. It did not still like make him be like, this overprotective or feeling insecure. No, he felt totally confident, and I loved that about it. Another thing is this: I realized that most of the things I felt like I wanted were ephemeral. They weren't things I could, say. They weren't things I needed. The things I needed were the things I saw in him. So it was just like I did not know what I want. That is it. I did not know what I want. It was along the line of the relationship, I saw that this is what I need. It's not just what I want. So it's not about what you want. It's about what you need. And handing over everything to God, who knows what you need, is the best thing that can happen, because I feel like we are short-sighted. We don't know the end from the beginning. God does. So for each point in time where I was like, God, I'm giving up, take over, you know what you're doing, because I can't figure it out, I can't fix it. It was like there was a revelation of what was going to happen next. For each of those doubts I had, there was a word from God to clear each and every one of them. It was me that was having fears, but there was a word from God to clear each and every doubt I had. Each time I had a doubt, in fact, each time I was trying to consider another person, because yes, I tried to consider several other persons after I even told him yes, we're in a relationship, and he knew. Each time I tried to consider another person, something always happened. Something always came up. I realized something about the person I was trying to consider, or the person does something that becomes so unbearable, and I'm like, no, never, I can't end up with you, and I'm back to him. So guys, yeah, that's how I met my husband, and it's been a period of growth, learning and unlearning. We're just a week and few days into relationship, into marriage, and yeah, we don't know what it holds, but we are certain that it's going to be a model marriage to Christians. It's going to be a home that people would come into and feel comfortable. Why? Not because we are perfect, but because we've handed over everything to God. We call it the G's because we feel it's not just about good news and grateful. It's about good news, God, and grateful. So I did not do this video to teach you any lesson. Pick your lessons from it if you think there is. If you have another question, you can drop it in the comment section. I will try to respond to the ones I can respond to and anticipate more videos. There are a lot of videos I'll be dropping on this channel. A lot. How we met, I've answered that. How I was sure, I'm yet to answer that. People are asking me first night, what do you want to hear? Hey God, if he allows me to do that, I'm going to do it, because it's not in my hand alone. I'm married. So if he allows me to share first night experience, which I hope he does, I'll share first night experience, and then I'll talk about, in fact, a lot of topics. Just stay tuned, guys, and enjoy yourself while watching this video. And you could go through my YouTube channel to see other videos I've made in time past. His proposal. Oh, I'm going to give you a gist about proposal. Oh my God, you guys need to. In fact, you guys need to hear that gist. That gist. To be saved on this channel for my children, not just for you people, because they need to see what their father did in the name of proposal. He's here to propose to me in a very good way. Up to today, we are talking. God, when I'm brethren, in fact, there's no ring on my finger because he has not proposed in a perfect way. So we are waiting. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks for watching up to this point. I really appreciate. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Like this video. Yes, like it. Subscribe if you're new, and if you're a returning subscriber, I love you all. And what else? Drop in your comment in the comment section. What do you think about the video? What do you think about him? What do you think about me? What do you think about this topic? What do you want to hear next? And then stay safe. I love you guys. Thank you.